For as long as I can remember, it has been my dream to move to the Seattle area. I love the area, the food, the people, the sights, everything about it. I was ready to take the leap mid-2014 and move there when the company I was working for asked me to become part owner and open a store when I moved. We built the store from the ground up, and in my time there I learned a lot about business, and even more about the importance of who you go into business with. While the store was fairly successful, my business partners were not pulling their weight. At a meeting to discuss the lack of involvement from my business partners, I was told,
"We didn't get into this to make more work for ourselves. We got into it to make more money."
I continued for 2 months after this conversation before completely breaking down mentally. I made the decision to remove myself from the business, and on my 30th birthday, they closed the store. I was forced to move back to Great Falls and live with my parents until I could pull things together again and figure out my next move. I relied on my family to help me heal and figure out my next step. As I started to research options, what I wanted to do next, the topic of an MBA kept appearing in my searches. I received my undergraduate degree in anthropology from the University of Montana and found myself studying success stories from the School of Business and learning as much as I could about the MBA program. My parents have done so much for me that the idea of having a well-paying career that I could provide for them solidified my decision. I started studying for the GMAT and tried to wrap my head around this new project that was little more than a couple months old in my mind. I was officially accepted into grad school, and along with my helpers, I finally started to feel like I was getting things back on track. A friend's mom reached out to me regarding a position she had available that would end just in time for my grad school career to begin. The position ended up becoming permanent, and I am grateful for the career I have built with the company. I am the Director of Technology and MLS Operations for the Great Falls Association of Realtors. On April 3rd, I registered for the fall semester of the final year of my MBA, 17 credits. On April 4th, my entire life changed. As a relatively healthy 31-year-old, the word stroke never enters your mind as something that could happen to you. The hospital I went to utilized the telehealth system to assess and diagnose what was happening to me. I had torn an artery in my neck that stopped the blood flow to my brain. Without this option, the length of time for a neurologist to arrive would have been extensive, and I am grateful for the neurologist in Portland that figured out what was going on. I was left unable to speak properly, unable to walk properly, and the right side of my body no longer worked as it did before. I slept 20 out of 24 hours most days as my body tried to recover. It didn't seem real. It turned out to be a godsend that I was back home living with my parents. My dog Mona served as my therapy dog and even won an award from the Animal Center here in town. I spent 6 weeks in speech therapy and finally felt like I had regained my voice after 3 months of continued work. I spent 8 months in physical therapy learning to walk again and how to use my right hand. I was out of work for 6 weeks and then returned for an hour each day, slowly building up to the 6 hours a day I now work 18 months later. I didn't know if I could continue the program, maintain my grades, much less be working towards an intense career that would come from having an MBA. There are things I still can't do that I have accepted, and other things I can't do that I continue to work on. I have a 3.88 GPA that I am incredibly proud of, and a job that will be very upset to be losing me upon my graduation. On May 4th, I will receive my MBA and begin the next stage of my life, moving to Seattle. Finally, a redo of my dream.